Well, I just need to share my screen now. So there we go. Okay, that's good. What in the world? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just had a webinar playing on my iPad and I couldn't turn it off. But I didn't want that background noise going. But now we're all good. We'll connect it up. Got YouTube live going, and I had my volume turned all the way up. I hope you can hear me okay. If the sound is all good, let me know in the chat in the comments. Good morning, Raj. Nice to see you here early. Just a couple of minutes late getting everything switched on, but that's okay. Because as you know, I don't trade on the first candle, the 8 o'clock candle. Right there, it did come down and touch the, almost touch the, yeah, it did touch the upward green line. So might have a short trade going here. Let's see how it plays out. Just want to check and see. That would be 46.03 where it would break about. And that means I would put my stop loss up at oh, 250 pips away. So no, I'm not likely to take a trade with it this far away on my trend lines. My stop loss would be too far away. So I won't be taking a trade on. The gold chart, XAU USD on the 15-minute chart, 15-minute time frame. With the trend line strategy, this is the strategy I use specifically in the Asian Pacific market. And also, anytime you can use it in London and New York, but I have a little bit different strategy I use in the New York session, which I showed everyone last night in the New York session. And had a very good trade last night in the New York session. As you can see, if we just review a little bit here while Asia is getting warmed up, I took a trade here. This is where the yellow arrow is. That was the just after the news came out. I don't usually trade the news. It was all the news was good news for the U.S. And so I expected that gold would go down, that would put pressure on gold. So I took it right about halfway in that green candle. I could have waited a little bit, but I had my stop loss up above the previous all-time high, which was here yesterday. That was the all-time high yesterday. So I had my stop loss about $3 or $4 above that. So I was quite comfortable taking that trade, and then just waited. It didn't do anything for 45 minutes, just nothing at all. And then finally, when Wall Street opened, boom, yeah, it took off. And that was a very profitable trade. I had my take profit at 4,600, and it came down to, I believe, 45.99. Just hit the take profit and came back up. So it was very volatile during that time. Came down, went back up, came down, went back up, and then came down on the last one there and hit the take profit. So a good trade with the New York session last night. And then some more good movement. It did a retracement back up to and made a new all-time high at 46.43, and that was 2 o'clock in the morning my time. And I just, I do the Asian session, I look at the London session, I do the New York session. At 2 o'clock in the morning, it's just too late for me. So I didn't do that. And then we had another retracement pull back down to the lows here of what continuing. It didn't get very low. The Asian session actually closed at 46.27. But then the Asian session has started down. Tokyo is continuing down a little bit. No, actually, that's the New Zealand Sydney markets there. And then just before Tokyo opened, pushed it up a little bit, and we went across sideways, and now we started down. Looks like, and now it looks like going back up. So mostly sideways this morning. Not a big move. We have been seeing the last couple of days a big move from Tokyo when they opened 1 hour before Singapore and Shanghai, but not seeing any big moves from Tokyo today. So that's the review, and we are just getting started with Singapore and Shanghai opening in the Asia Pacific market. And this is a pivot point for the day. You can see it's kind of hanging around there, and that's at 46.20. I believe, 46.20. The numbers are really small on that chart. Oh, okay, yeah, you just finished your work, I guess. You want to buy this dip? Well, gold is bullish. Gold is definitely bullish on the day chart. Let me just look quickly at my 4 hour chart on Trading View. And yeah, gold is still bullish on the 4 hour chart. If you look at the big picture on the 4 hour chart, 3 days, it's really kind of sideways. We keep making very slight all-time highs every day. The last 3 days, every day, a new all-time high. Which it did that before back in, I don't know, was it November, December? We're getting all-time highs every day, and then it kind of fizzled out. And now we got a new all-time high there at 46.43. And Raj, by the way, let me know if the sound is okay. Anyone that's watching, let me know if the sound is okay. I'm using a new mic. Yesterday, somebody said the sound wasn't very good, and I went back and listened to the recording, and yes, I agree, the sound wasn't very good. But I think that's more to do with the fairly poor internet connection that I have. But I am using a new mic, so I hope the sound is a bit better today. So yeah, you want to buy the dip, okay? 4,600 is showing to be strong support. Came down there yesterday, came very close to that again later in the session, came down very close to that again today. In fact, it did 4602 was the low for today, and this is just playing a little bit, not much this candle, this first 15-minute candle, which is fine with me. I hope it just makes a few more candles and comes over here, gives me a better stop loss, a better risk management decision. Because right now, where it is, if it goes up, then my stop loss would be way down here. That's too far away. So if you're new here and listening to the recording or watching, this is the trend line strategy with the upward green trend line here and the downward red trend line. Excuse me. Brand new all-time high, so the trend line looks a little funny. Usually it goes from, I do a top-down analysis, so we go back to the previous all-time high on the monthly chart, and then come down to the weekly, then the 4 hours, and the daily, and then the 15-minute chart. But this is the all-time high. It's never been higher than this. So this is where the trend line starts. And then I've got point A and then point B, so I can come in a little bit steeper with the point B trend line. And there's a touch point there. So I'm looking for it to break this downward trend line. If it does, that indicates a long position. But I have to consider my stop loss, which would be below my green line, which would be the safety line. And right now, that's too far away. I need to let this trade just go past and wait for a better position. So if you just hang on a minute, I'm going to have to move my fan. It's starting to warm up. Yeah, when I'm doing this live session. But now winter seems to have finished, and I just lost my connection. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this internet is not very good where I live, but I'm back now. So yeah, winter time is over, finished, starting to warm up. So now I believe it was 22, 23 overnight, and that's enough to have the fan going during the day, during the morning when I wake up. I like it just circulating the air. So the second candle has started now, the 8:15 candle, and it's also bearish. I'll be surprised if we break below 4,600. Of course, anything is possible, but that's been very strong support, and it's a strong psychological number. And we've been well above 4,600 all this week. And where's 4,600? That's right there, just above my first resist. My first support level is 49.97, according to the indicator that I use. And it's bouncing off of the trend line. That looks good. And we just do another review here. Oh yeah, that's the other trade I took. I had a good trade in the. I showed you the one I took in the New York session, and I also took a trade. I think you were watching, Raj. I took a trade in the Asia session yesterday morning, and that was on this candle here. At the that was the second candle after uh, Singapore and Shanghai opened. That was the 8:15 candle. And I took it on that one there because I waited for this one to close. Remember, the first candle, I waited for it to close, and then I took the trade there. It came down a little bit, which was okay. But then it took off, and my profit was at 46.30, which was right here, and it did come up and hit that during the day. It took about 4 hours, but it did get there. All right, and I wasn't watching because I was at the gym, so it hit my take profit, and then went up and made a new all-time high yesterday. Went just a little bit above that. So a good trade yesterday in the Asian market using this same strategy I'm showing you right now. And then I came back in the New York session and had another good trade. So profitable day yesterday. Two winning trades. And we're going to break our downward trend line. But I'm not going to go short. Gold is bullish, and I prefer to look for an opportunity to go long. Gold is bullish. Look for an opportunity to buy, but oh, that's very bearish. Look at that big move there on the second candle. Yesterday, I did go short. That was based on the news. It was good for the U.S. economy, so it was really a no-brainer that the market was going to push the price down. Pressure from the U.S. dollar on gold, U.S. dollar going up, gold going down, and here we are today. ALG, I think that means all good. Thank you very much. Don't have anybody else watching. Usually people come in later. That's okay. Had 90 people, 90 views on the recording from yesterday. It was amazing. Had a good session last night with quite a few people watching. So it's going to take a while. We'll get this channel with more participants. Just continue to like and share. Just want to check my phone right quick. I guess it's winter time over there for you, Raj, so it's probably a lot colder than what it gets here in Southeast Asia. I think it's wintertime for you guys. No, it's summertime for you. Sorry, I forgot. You're down under. Yeah, summertime for you guys. Thanks very much, Rosh. Yeah, people watch after the live. At least, that's why I try and not just show the trade. I try and explain the strategy for people watching. Still cold, even in the summertime. Wow. So what do we got here? That's a big bearish move on that second candle. Oh well. What have we got there? 4603. Yeah. I really don't think it'll crash below 4600. Might go down and touch it, but of course we always get surprised for what the market will do. Like last week, there was one day Tokyo opened and pushed it up 900 pips. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You never know. That's why you just have a rules based strategy. And that's exactly what this is here. This is a rules based strategy. It's very clear what your criteria is, what you're looking for. And of course, if you break the rules, which I have done, everybody does, but the fewer times you can do that, the more you'll be successful. Trust the strategy. That's what it's all about. Trust the strategy. Massive bearish candle here. Oh boy. So what are we looking at here? Okay. Upward green trend line. And if it breaks below the trend line, that's the signal to go short. And down here, it just touched on the first one, so that's no indication to go short. But here, it's an indication to go short. But I have to wait for the candle to close. All right, that's one of my rules. I have broken down for doing that, and we're at 45.97, right on that first support level. And I'm just going to let it go. If I was to take the trade, even now, my uh, stop loss is supposed to be above. This is my rule. Has to be above this red safety line. All right, and that would be way too far away. That would be right about here. That would be over 200 pips. You say, well, I could reduce the lot size. Yeah, but I would rather use my normal lot size and just wait for a better trade setup. According to my strategy, this is not a good trade setup. And I know there will come a better setup later during the day. Maybe not in the Asian session, perhaps in the London session, and maybe in the New York session. No trade is a good trade, especially with it bouncing off of support here. You see that? Bouncing off of support right now. 2 minutes to go on this candle. Yeah, rules-based strategy. It doesn't matter what your strategy is, but you need to follow the rules. You need to have a system in place. That's 25% of your success. The other 25% is good risk management. And if I took this trade now, that would not be good risk management. And then 50% is mindset. That's the hard part because money is an emotional subject. And when you've got money on the line, all the emotions kick in: fear, greed, hope, FOMO. You see how this candle is reversing? Another 1.5 minutes to go. Now it's at 46.02. Come back above that psychological number. So we got some more people joining in. That's great. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. Leave a comment in the section here in the comments if you have any questions or inquiries about the strategy, about what my plan is. I have not taken a trade yet today in this Asian Pacific session. I'm here every day, Monday to Friday, at this same time, opening of Singapore and Shanghai. Shanghai is a gold exchange, similar to London, so you can get some good moves. You get slower moves and more reliable moves, less volume, but it tends to, once it goes starts off, it will continue the same direction. What we're seeing here now. If you're a scalper, using maybe a 1 minute or 5 minute chart, you could have probably got a good short trade here today. But I'm a day trader and I'm looking for a specific trade setup. Bouncing off the support again. Yeah, 45.96. Looks like it wants to go a little bit lower. We have been lower. I believe it was, yeah, back here on Monday. Let's see, this was Wednesday. On Tuesday, it was lower. Tuesday, we got down to 45.69. Whoa, look at that. Boy, it's bearish today. Wow. Let it go. I'm going to just let it go. It's putting in a low for the day. That's all it's doing. Taking in all the stop losses from all of the retail traders who are buying, buying, buying. Wow. Amazing. Hugely. Wow. 30 minutes after the opening. Wow, what a bearish move. Already at 40, 45.86. Incredible. So maybe we'll come down to that. Maybe we'll come down to here. Previous low, 45, 35.69 over here on Tuesday. But you see, it didn't stay down here, okay, and then shot right back up. That was in the close of the New York session on Tuesday. Interesting move, but does not meet the rules of my strategy, so I'm not taking a trade. I don't chase the candles. In my case here, this would have been chasing the candles. Oh, it's bearish. It's bearish. Sell, sell, sell. Yeah, you're right there. I was taking out all along for sure, making a lot of retail traders very sad today. They've been going long and holding those high prices, saying, "Ah, well, it comes down a little bit, it'll go back." If you were buying yesterday in the Wall Street session and you're no stop loss and you're still holding that trade, you're in a huge loss right now. 46.43 down to 45.64. That's $80 drop overnight from last night in the New York session to where we are now. $80 drop. So this definitely looks like a liquidity grab. There's no question about that. It's so obvious. But of course, I want to wait till this candle finishes before I make my decision, before it's really definitive. But this is a clear liquidity grab, knocking out all the pending orders, all the stop losses. This is this is what we call down here a liquidity pool. And that's when once all that liquidity is grabbed, then the market makers will start going the real direction. That's when the real moves start. Okay, I'm going to put my Telegram ID in here as I always do. If anybody wants to contact me, that's my messaging service, Telegram. My ID is at RickRayFX. If you want to chat with me, have any questions, and just to let you know that for those of you that are new, so if you might be interested in that, let me know. And I'll send you the link. Just message me a Telegram and I'll send you the link for that and the password. Hey, just Kevin, how you doing today? Yeah, scalping can be good if that's your cup of tea. I have done scalping in the past years ago, but it's can be quite stressful. You got your finger on the mouse, opening and closing trades, staying in for maybe just a few minutes. But this would have been a good one today. a good scalping trade. If you're on the really short on the 5 minute time frame, it would have been good. And whatever kind of indicators you have to give you confirmation. Yeah, this is a beautiful liquidity grab, Raj. Beautiful. Grabbing fuel for the, the real move. That's exactly right. That's how the institutions trade. That's how the central banks, the fund managers, that's how they trade. That's where they get the liquidity to make those big moves. And if I was going, let's see what I do have an indicator that shows liquidity grab. I think it's on this chart. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Okay, we got one there. That's a bearish liquidity, uh, a bearish fair value gap. It's called fair value gap. I use that in the New York session for a different strategy. I use a different strategy in the New York session, but I also have the trend lines. But I look at a couple of different things in the New York session because that's when you can get the real move, the big moves that don't take very long. Asia market is kind of slow, and really it develops your patience. You know, that's what I like about it. It develops your patience. So still another 5 minutes on this 8:30 candle here. It's 8:30. It's 8:40 now. 8:40 a.m. in Indochina, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Thailand. 8:40 p.m. on the east coast of the U.S. And I believe Juan. Let's see, no, Juan is not here today. Just Kevin. I can't remember where you're watching from. Has any of you guys taken a trade yet? Leave me a comment. I'm really curious to know what you're doing. If you're taking a trade, long or short. I know Raj is waiting for the dip, and it looks like that's what we're seeing. And we just look at the 1 hour right quick. Yep, look at that. And then oftentimes, remember, guys, at this is the 8 o'clock candle, the 1 hour chart, and oftentimes at 9 o'clock on the hour, gold will do a 180-degree turn and go the opposite direction. I see that so many times, so many times. Doesn't mean it will do it today, but it does happen a lot. Go back to the 15-minute chart. Get rid of that fair value gap. I don't use that in the Asian session. So while this is playing out another few minutes here, let's see what oil is doing. Whoa, my goodness. Crude oil had a big drop at what time was that? 6 a.m. my time, I believe. No, that candle is 3 o'clock a.m. That's just before the close of the U.S. session. Big drop on crude oil. Where in the world is my? Oh, there's my upward trend line. Let me just adjust these right quick. like to keep my charts up to date. I don't trade crude oil. I'm still looking. I'll do that today. I'm looking for a broker with a better spread on crude oil. I have another broker, but I haven't checked the spread yet on that. And I could come in steeper. I won't do that yet. I'll do it later. Platinum. What do we got on platinum? Oh, big drop today. Of course, platinum moves kind of in synchronization with gold. And see if I can adjust that a little bit. Yeah, and then low here, and can move this one up there. And I'll go ahead and come in steeper on that one. Point B there. Okay. So in silver, I don't trade silver. Big drop down. Again, this is the metals. They're all bearish. They usually go the same direction. And copper, whoa. Copper again, metal, also going same direction as gold. Get rid of this line. Oh, it looks like we've got a new all-time high on copper. Yep. So that trend line is no longer valid. This is a new all-time high. And adjust that one a little bit there. Okay. All the chart setup. What did Bitcoin do yesterday? Not much. Kind of went up with gold during the New York session. Now it's coming down. Let's go back and see what happened with gold. Ah, look at that. Just a clear liquidity graph. No question about it. Oh, just Kevin. Yeah, you're in Melbourne. I remember now. And it's just lunchtime there. Yeah, I remember now. You telling me you're from Melbourne. I, I ask everybody where they're watching from. I can't remember everybody unless you've been in here for a few times. You see a lot of traders move to Dubai. There's no tax to pay there. Yeah, true. I've been to Dubai about 4 times and probably going again in March. It's, it's really an electric place. It really is very electric. It's like going to Disneyland. Everything is the biggest, the fastest, the tallest. Uh, it's an amazing place, really. And it's very trader friendly. They're very open to crypto trading. You can buy things with crypto. It's just really an amazing place, becoming the financial capital of the world, I believe. I think on the tax, I believe now they have a 10% tax. It was previously no tax, but I believe that's changed. I believe now they do a 10% tax on your income. I could be wrong about that. I'm not that up on what the situation is. But I like going to Dubai. It's a magic place. Everything is so high tech. You get on the metro and there's no driver. It's really everything about it is just high tech, state of the art, super clean, but it's expensive. It's an expensive place to live. Kind of mind boggling when you go shopping for food and you go out to eat. The money goes real fast. Now it's starting to turn around. Maybe it'll play around this support level in the 4,600 zone before starting to move back up at 9 o'clock. That's another 13 minutes. See what our fair value gap did on this. Still got that fair value gap there, a small one, but it's a bearish fair value gap. And actually, you could go short, depending on your strategy, but when this candle retraces back into the fair value gap at 50%, which it's done, that's where it is now. That would be an indication to go short if that's your strategy. I know that some people use that. Let me just put the 50% mark in there. Yeah, that's exactly what it's done. Come back into the fair value gap and touch the 50% mark of the fair value gap and starting down. But I don't use that in this strategy. I use this in the New York session. We'll leave that on there just for cosmetics. See what it does. See if it follows that. But what I'm looking for, and it's not going to happen in the next few minutes, I'm looking for this to come back up in here and then eventually, maybe in a couple of hours, break above my red trend line, and then I'll have a very reasonable stop loss below the green line, my safety line, and I'll go long. But that'll be a couple of hours from now. 4604 down to 45.97. So you could have got $7 on that if you took that short trade. When it retraced into the fair value gap and you followed that down to the support level, you could have got $7. That would be a scalping trade. And that would be all that I look for. There's no way, if I had taken that trade based on the fair value gap, there's no way that I would hold that expecting it to go further down. Because gold is bullish on the day chart, bullish on the 4 hour chart. Gold is bullish. And all we've seen today is a liquidity grab, knocking out all the longs, all the pending orders, grabbing liquidity, and then starting the real move. So we'll just get rid of that so it doesn't confuse everybody. Now, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. And then if we start moving up again, then I believe we will go back up to our all-time high, 46.43, which was the high for yesterday. And it probably won't do that in the Asian session, I don't think, but maybe in the London session it will get up there. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign out for today. I have not taken a trade. It's not according to my rules-based strategy. It doesn't meet the criteria, what I'm looking for. Just to review that, I could have gone short, but I would wait till this candle to finish. So I would go short right here. If I had gone short after the break of my downward trend line, I would go short right here on this next candle. And that would have gone way down here, way down. I would have been, let's see, yeah, I would have gone short. Yeah, could have got that, but it came back up during that same candle. But what I'm looking for, if I go short here, then I have to put my stop loss above my red safety line, and that's too far away. So that would not be a good risk management for this trade. So that's why I was not looking to go short. Just let that candle go. And now we see, as it turned out, that that was just a liquidity grab. No expansion of the bearish move, and now we're seeing a turnaround. And so I'm waiting for the expansion of the bullish move, the continuation of the bullish move, with gold being bullish on the day chart, the 4-hour chart, and that to break above my red trend line, maybe over in here somewhere, and then I'll put my stop loss below the green trend line, which would become the safety line, and that's a reasonable stop loss. So that's what I'm looking for. Let's just, before I sign out, let's look at the 1-hour chart again, and we've got 4 more minutes. Come on, internet. Change over to the 1-hour. There we go. Wow. Look at the 1-hour. Huge liquidity grab. Bang. Grabbed all the liquidity, now getting the gas to start making the real move. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign out. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share. And if you want to join me in the New York session, which would be fairly late for those of you down under, but I will be here at 9:30 p.m. Indochina time and 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York for the New York session. Okay, thanks again, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Have a great day wherever you are. I wish you all the best of success with your trading.